It's been a very busy first day.
It has been. It has been.
So you're excused.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I've done so far, knock on wood, okay with giving out the number for donations. So let me do that right now. 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. You can also text the word GIVE to 419-969-3255 or donate at holyfamilyradio.fm or on our app. We also want to take a moment to thank our underwriters. And each hour, we're going to take some time to highlight one particular underwriter.
Right.
In this hour, we'd like to thank Unverfirth Manufacturing. They sponsor the weather forecast that you hear here on
10 times a day.
Yeah, 10 times a day on Holy Family Radio. So thank you so much, Unverfirth Manufacturing, for sponsoring that and supporting Catholic Radio. If you're a business owner out there, consider underwriting here on Holy Family Radio. It's a great way to promote your business and support Catholic Radio at the same time. Give us a call for your donation, 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. If you're a new donor, we'll ring that bell to celebrate you stepping out in faith to help us here. But we are also deeply grateful for the renewing and recurring donations that we get from those of you that have been with us for a long time. We're excited to welcome in studio here today, right now, Jeremy Kuhlman. He is the Assistant General Agent of the Knights of Columbus, and he's graciously set aside some time to talk with us this morning. Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Do we have your mic on there, Deacon Jeff? We do. Wonderful, because we've stumbled on that a couple of times, so I just wanted to give that pause to make sure
I appreciate that so much.
All good. Yes, check. So, Jeremy, tell us, I think most people know what the Knights of Columbus are, but if we've got a listener out there that doesn't, can you explain what the Knights of Columbus are and what they do?
Yeah, the Knights of Columbus is a fraternal organization that was set up by Father Michael J. McGivney over in New Haven, Connecticut, and his whole goal was to protect widows and orphans. And so as a young priest, back in the late 1800s, he set aside he put together a men's organization to basically protect the widows and orphans. And basically, he wanted to protect the orphans the most, because if the husband passed away and they couldn't support themselves, they would go into Protestant orphanages, which they would lose then the Catholic faith. So he wanted to keep those kids where their father passed away in the home with their mother. So I kind of see. I've been to the basement where the first one started, where he started it, of the church in New Haven, which is really neat. And I think I can see. You can picture seeing back in the late 1800s, 20, 30 guys that start the organization and putting together a little bit of money in, whatever that may have been, and then when one of them would pass away, they would bring that money out to the widow, so that she would be able to, be financially secure a little bit more than what she was, because back in the day, the women were more stay-at-home parents and taking care of the home and things like that. But there's so many stories from when he was starting this organization that are so neat. But that's kind of one of them. But the Knights, we've been in an organization for 40 years now ish, and I don't see us going away anytime soon. A very, very large Fortune 1000 company that there's basically two sides of the organization. One is the fraternal side, which you probably see more of, and then the other side is the insurance side. So the fraternal side you see, at the Knights of Columbus Hall, where we have meetings and items like that. And, the goal for those meetings is to create strong Catholic men that can go back into their homes and be leaders in their homes for their spouses and their kids. And then the insurance side. So the insurance side is what I work on, and starting out a few years ago, for me, I took over the Ottawa and Kalida Council, and I worked with the Findlay Council. And now, last July, we took over the whole, 3/4 of the state of Ohio. So now I oversee the Toledo Diocese. We got 4 guys in the Toledo Diocese. We're adding on a couple more, and then I just took over in March 3 guys in the Cleveland Diocese. So it's been very, very crazy and very busy, but it's been great. And so, one of the things that I am charged with is to take care of the clients that I currently have, but then also seek out new agents. So, we are looking for new agents all the time, and, basically east of 75 right now we could use. So if you're listening east of 75, or somebody east of 75 that'd be interested in helping protect families financially and bringing souls to Christ, please let me know.
Should they contact you directly?
Yeah, they can
Jeremy,
contact me directly. My number is 419-615-0963. And they can email me. I'm just my first name, jeremy.coolman@kfc.org.
Okay, wonderful. So if you're listening out there and you have some interest in becoming an agent for the Knights of Columbus, give Jeremy a call or drop him an email, and he'd be happy to talk with you further about that. Give us a call at 888-287-0655. That's 888-287-0655. Haven't heard that phone ring in a while. We're feeling lonely. We're anxious to hear that bell ring so we can ring a bell in here.
That's right.
To celebrate a new donor, or we can also send out, of course, our thanks to our recurring and renewing donors as well. When you call, let us know what you like, what you don't like. That helps Deacon Jeff in setting some of the formatting here and the programming for Holy Family Radio.
Right.
And I recall that there was one time you were considering taking something off the air, and it just so happened that year that several people commented how much they enjoyed that particular segment, and you kind of did a 360 on that.
That's right.
360, 180. Did a 180.
180.
Yes.
180.
Did a 180 and decided to keep that on the air. And I still listen to it. I still enjoy that program very much. So we are here with Jeremy Kuhlman of the Knights of Columbus here during the Spring Spirit Drive on Holy Family Radio. The number is 888-287-0655. Give us a call to make your donation. So, Jeremy, tell us what sort of new or developing things are going on with the Knights right now.
Yeah, so we actually are becoming an organization that can be a whole family financial planning institution for the Catholic family. We're offering mutual funds now. So we were really in the life insurance business, which is the permanent life insurance, the term life insurance. We had annuities. We still do, disability life insurance and LTC. But now we're in the investment side as well. We also offer donor advised funds. So that's basically putting in a lump sum that you want to donate and being able to divvy that up how you want, and the Knights kind of take care of it, and they put them in the mutual funds so they can help grow as well, and then it comes off your taxes. So a lot of times when we go into families' houses, we try to gather all the information we can from their financial with their finances, and then come back and take a few weeks to digest all that and see if there's any way we can help the clients that we have currently with our products.
Do you get clients who ask about, or maybe you can just tell us whether or not you're able to offer those investment opportunities in sort of screened Catholic directions?
Yeah, it's all Catholic.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's all Catholic. We're actually on the board of directors that we have. We have a priest on the board, and he is the advisor to the mutual funds. So he goes through the companies to make sure that they have the same morals and values that we do as Catholics. So they are very much Catholic funds.
Yeah. So you're not investing in a company through through mutual funds that basically are supporting companies or supporting causes, that are antithetical to our faith and our morals and our beliefs. So that, I tell you, that's huge. I think a lot of us, I find out sometimes surprisingly, this company does this or supports this causes, and it causes you to question to what extent you should be supporting them if that's what they're doing.
So hard to, with some of the companies that you have, it's like some of the money, even though it goes to things that we disagree with, but it's hard not to. I mean, my wife and I have these conversations all the time, like with Nike or all these other organizations and stuff. It's just hard not to.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's the investing side, and then there's, do we boycott the products? And we could get into a whole long discussion about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least, if you're committed to your investment strategy being in alignment with the Catholic Church and its teachings, her teachings, then this is sounds like a great opportunity for somebody that's interested in that.
And the other products we have too. I mean, the money that is used for our insurance products. The board of directors decides on dividend rates and whatnot, and they do that based on how much money they want to give to that year. So they give and donate, over $100 million a year to Catholic charities and Catholic organizations, and provide millions of dollars for scholarships for men pursuing and women pursuing the priesthood and women pursuing religious life. So that's really something that we spend a lot of money on. One of the things that, and I should give a plug for this, it's not really public right now yet, but I know that the Ottawa Council and the Lima Council, Columbus Grove Council and Clyde Council, hopefully I'm not missing any, and if I am, I apologize, but they're looking at getting a new ultrasound machine for Lima.
Oh, good.
And I think, from what I understand, is that the old one's going to be coming to Putnam County, which is really cool.
That's great.
Again, I don't know if that's hopefully nobody gets mad at me for sharing that. But down the road you're going to see us asking for donations and stuff. But the Knights of Columbus, one of the biggest things that they do is they donate, the home office donates 50% of that. So they definitely the home office supports a lot of the same things that we agree with and are aligned with our faith, and it's really neat to see. It's really cool. It's a really neat organization to work for as well.
Yeah, they're very dedicated to those sorts of causes and doing that. I recall that whether it was several years ago or even longer than that, we were speaking with, and forgive me, either you or your predecessor, who spoke about the same thing, about we're working on raising money to donate another ultrasound machine, and that was a local drive. Yeah. It wasn't just the national, but the national contribution as well is fantastic. So, in other words, the Knights appears to have quite a track record of trying to do that sort of thing.
Yes. My boss says it the best, and he's very well spoken, better than I am for sure. But he always says the Knights are always on the good side of history. We're always and for instance, the Ukraine and Russia war right now, the amount of money that has been raised by the Knights of Columbus is in the 10, 15. I'm not even sure where it's at now. I haven't looked at it, but it's probably close to $15 million that they've raised to support the refugees of Ukraine, not the war. Right. Not supporting Ukraine or Russia, but the refugees that are coming across into Poland. They're giving them a place to stay and food and shelter. So that's always, you see that with the Knights. They're always out there helping the less fortunate, I should say.
Mm-hmm. So what involvement do you have, Jeremy, on the fraternal side? Do you have responsibilities there, or do you just participate as a member but not necessarily organize anything?
I participate as a member. And I go to meetings periodically. I shouldn't say, because I know there's probably listeners that are like, I haven't been to a meeting for a while because I've been busy going to some other other council meetings. But we're really trying to mesh the insurance and the fraternal side together so it's as one. Previously, it seemed like there was a little bit of disconnect between both sides. So ultimately, the goal is to try to be one whole organization. But the fraternal side, I helped at the fish fry on Friday, if that counts.
Oh yeah, that counts.
But just trying to help out with the local council as well as much as I can. But ultimately, I'm not necessarily in charge of any of the fraternal side stuff. It's all the insurance side. Yeah,
gotcha. You're listening to Holy Family Radio on 88.9 in Glandorf, or W204CU 88.7 in Findlay. and also on WOHA 94.9 out of Ada and Lima. This is our Spring Spirit Drive. The one time per year, we interrupt your regular programming to ask you to donate to Holy Family Radio to help support this cause, because it is 100% listener supported. We cannot do it without our listeners and our underwriters, who are always listeners as well. So we ask you to give us a call at 888-287-0655, or you can text the word GIVE to 419-969-3255. And as always, you can donate at holyfamilyradio.fm, not .org, .fm.
That's right. It's an FM radio.
Yep. And then there's always our app as well, the Holy Family Radio app, which will you'll find a button right there you can tap on to donate.
Yeah, there's a button that has a heart on it.
Perfect.
Because we love to get donations.
Yes.
So that's why.
And we love our donors.
And we do love our donors.
Yes.
All of them.
Absolutely. But that phone has not rung.
It hasn't rung in a while, and I haven't
Yeah.
seen one that came in through the credit card yet. So, or through our online payment portal. So I just want to let you know that you can do that. You can do that as well from the mobile app. You know, when you say donate, or you text GIVE to 419-969-5265. See, I almost gave out my cell phone number. I almost did.
I'll do it. Just kidding.
You can go ahead and text, but I'm not. Maybe I will text you a link back to donate. But in any event, it's 419-969-3255. 419-969-3255. So I've been passed a donation from a faithful giver. I want to thank them so much. A Holy Family parishioner. So I want to thank them for that donation. And they want me to announce they're going to challenge new donors to spread the word. Okay, to spread the word about Holy Family Radio, spread the word about the Spring Spirit Drive, and to join in and supporting us in this mission. This mission to evangelize our world today. We're like a light crying out in the darkness. That I almost said this with Father Rick. It's like we're living in clown world. I mean, there's no other way to kind of describe things. There's other more colorful ways you can probably describe it, but that's one way I look at it, because it's just unreal. It's just like whatever. So you know what I'm talking about. If you've paid any attention to anything, you know about that. So consider joining us right now, 888-287-0655, and I'll say it real slow because I try to talk really fast because I think I have to talk fast on radio. So I actually have people tell me in my homilies I need to slow down, and I've gotten better. But radio, I think I got to talk real fast. Got to fill that time. You can't have it be quiet, right? 888-287-0655. That's the number to call, 888-287-0655. So, Jeremy, let's get back to you. Don't have much time left in this, about 15 minutes or so, but still. Did you talk about membership already? I mean, do you need to be a Catholic man, though?
Yeah.
To get access to all this, right?
Yeah, you have to be a member of the Knights of Columbus. You have to be a Catholic man, and you know, it doesn't. The first year is free, and then after that, it's $25 a year to be a member. And so, you know, the membership opens the door to the Columbia magazine, which the Knights put out. A number of other things. You know, you'll get a rosary. They do a daily mass of remembrance at the actual church that Father Michael McGivney was there every day. And then it opens the door to the insurance products that we offer. You know, one thing that I think we can talk about a little bit is the Knights are the only organization that insures the unborn child. So the Knights actually insure members' children from 20 weeks of I mean, what would you say? Cooking for 20 weeks?
Gestation.
There you go.
That's a better word. Yeah. Gestation of 20 weeks on. So if you lose your child and you're a member of the Knights of Columbus, there's a family fraternal benefit of a little bit of money. You know, other than that, there's widow benefits, and then there's accidental death benefits as well. So just for being a member, there's accidental death, just in case you pass away or you or your spouse pass away in an accident. There's a benefit for that. It's easy to sign up. It's just kfc.org/join. You can use my name, my promo code. It's Jay Coleman to sign up, and you get that first year for free. If not, reach out to one of the member nights, and we'll get you in. One of the things we can talk about, Jeff, is we're doing a podcast. Deacon Jeff and I are doing a podcast, Faith, Family, and Finance, and it's been going very well. I feel like there's days where we can't meet. It's just, it gets busy on those Tuesday afternoons or Tuesday mornings. But we'll start that periodically, probably in a few weeks or in a month or so. But
Yeah.
how many we've done? Like 4 of them, I think, 4 or 5 of them, I think.
Oh, we're
So
closer
far?
to 6
Six-
episodes.
six episodes.
And it's not only a podcast, but it's also video. So we'll be able to have that on our YouTube channel, and you can distribute that as you need to. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's a little short 15 to 20 minute sort of informational program to talk about the products in a little bit more in depth.
Yep, and it's enjoyable. One of the things I always say, and I always want to say on this, is going back to the insurance aspect, and I think sometimes insurance they call them the insurance salesman. They get a bad rap for being that creepy insurance guy, but I'll say this: if you're listening out there and you have sons or daughters, or you have grandkids, ask them about insurance, because the scary part is to see a family member pass away with no insurance. And we've had some young men and women pass away over the last few years, and first thing you think of is you feel bad for the family and the kids, but then the second thing I think of is I hope they're financially stable, because the last thing that you want to have happen is for them not to be able to afford their house. And not only are the kids and the wife grieving the loss of their spouse or their loved one, they're having to change houses, or they can't afford certain things, and they change schools potentially, or they can't go to the Catholic school. So it's really important to have it. And really, we in our podcast we talk about term life insurance, and it's, for the most part, it's pretty darn cheap. So to get covered just at least a little bit, it's pretty cheap. So
Yeah. Give us a call at 888-287-0655 to pledge your donation to Holy Family Radio during this Spring Spirit Drive. We're speaking with Jeremy Kuhlman, Assistant General Agent of the Knights of Columbus. Jeremy, I'm curious, could you tell us what is maybe the biggest misconception about the Knights of Columbus that so far that at least you've encountered working for them?
The misconceptions. Trying to think. That's a great question. I don't know. I think there's some there are some people that potentially don't understand what the whole organization is. They look at it from the standpoint of what they see, which is the fish fries on Fridays, and they go out to the hall for a wedding. But the bigger aspect is there's a really large picture of the insurance aspect, but also the amount of money that they do donate out to Catholic organizations. There are some misconceptions that maybe we don't support Catholic charities, or our money goes somewhere else, and that's completely false. It goes towards aligning our finances with our faith. And so those are probably the biggest ones, I would think. I think the misconception is not knowing what we are, and that a lot of the big things that are funded in our organization come from the members that are purchasing the life insurance aspect of it. So with that money we can use to donate, rather than being a for-profit organization where we have to provide dividends to our stockholders and all that other stuff. The money that we would be using for that are going towards the charities and the Catholic organizations that support and aligned with our faith.
So it's really a double benefit for somebody
Yeah.
who wants to spend their dollars with the Knights of Columbus, that they're not only using essentially their purchasing power to support a Catholic organization, but part of that money also goes ultimately towards donations to further Catholic organizations.
Absolutely. I met with a guy last Friday, and he's a brand new member, and when you go on the Knights of Columbus website, it has pictures of the Ukraine and donate to Ukraine, and he's just like, I don't know if he necessarily believes who's the good guy and the bad guy in the Russia-Ukraine war. He's like, wait a second, you guys are donating a bunch of money to Ukraine. What does that even mean? What do you use? So he was kind of questioning some of that, but that's, it's not, we're not giving them money to purchase weapons and all that stuff in the war. It's supporting the Ukrainians that are being, pushed out of their homes and their towns, and providing what God would want us to do for them is to care for them and be there for them.
Feed them, shelter them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, humanitarian.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
needs.
the Knights of Columbus are always quick to reach out in terms of charity. Earthquakes, Haiti, and all that. Turkey, probably all that,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Absolutely.
That's a big part of what
Absolutely.
the Knights does.
Yeah.
So, question: you talked about you're an insurance salesman, right? Basically, in a way.
I don't. I
He
think
hates that term.
I don't like that term because I don't think it's like a sales. It's not like we're a. I don't look at it as like a salesman when I come in. I'm not trying to sell somebody something. I'm looking for maybe pockets of weakness in their portfolio that we can assist them with. So it's not like I'm going out there and pushing policies.
Right.
It's finding an area that they need support with and or just an area that they need help with and creating a solution for them rather than coming in and saying, hey, here's the first meeting just pushing policies at them. That's not the case. It's getting to know them, getting to know their finances, and what they would need support with, and tailoring that need to their need. Tailoring that.
Yeah. So the main part of my question was going to be.
I didn't even let you finish, did I?
Oh no, that's okay. But you about got there. But that is, I think that you've found that in your role, you are encountering people in a way that you want to get to know the person, and to try to fit and get the right answers for them. But it in a way you've gotten so much more than just trying to help somebody solve some problems, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, in most cases, I'm getting more out of it sometimes than they are because, I met with a couple close to Cleveland, and the stuff that we talk about is not necessarily just finances. It's usually like you talk about that for 15 minutes, half an hour, go through some of their finances, and then you're talking about they're going to Medjugorje and they're going, the stuff that they do in a Catholic sense and what they believe in. And then sometimes we get into the conversation that Father Rick was talking about, the politicalness of our world and the clown world, we get into those conversations, but a lot of it is just getting to know the client and what makes them tick. Like, for instance, this client up towards Cleveland has a large amount of money, and they have pensions and stuff. So what are they going to do with this money? Is this money you passing on to your kids, or what are your plans? And he wants to pass a lot of it on to Catholic organizations that need their support. In fact, he's taken all his RMDs and donating them to an organization that's building a church in Africa right now. So he's one of the big donors for that. And so I think when we decide what we want to do with our money, being able to increase that value potentially, or just talking through it. Sometimes it's nice just to sit and talk to a husband and wife, and sometimes the husband has an idea or the wife has an idea, and they don't know that. So it's kind of like you get to know what makes them tick a little bit, and what they want to do with their money down the road.
Yeah.
And I found, and this is very interesting. I felt like when I was a principal, it was like, I want to create a large lump sum to be able to pass it on to my kids so that that they can go on and do good things and whatnot. Now it's like your mind changes a little bit on what you do with your wealth, because if you've raised your kids right, they should probably be able to support themselves. So by the time they would receive your money when you pass away, they probably don't even need it. So you get to that point where it's like, what do you do with that? So my mindset has changed definitely from talking to the clients that I have, because it's very interesting on what some of them want to do with their money.
It gives you ideas personally,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah,
is what I'm hearing.
for my own wealth. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let my little knuckleheads make it on their own. Let's go.
You're listening to the Spring Spirit Drive on Holy Family Radio. Give us a call at 888-287-0655. 888-287-0655. Are we we're coming a little
Yeah.
bit to the end of our time
Yeah,
here
just
with
a couple more minutes.
Jeremy Kuman.
Sure.
So I will toss it back to you, Jeremy. Is there anything else that we haven't asked you or that you'd
don't-
like to mention?
I don't think so. I mean, if any of the listeners, like I said, get a have money, and here's another topic is talking about being able to donate money to the Holy Family Radio. I mean, if you have a lump sum money that you want to donate to them, but you don't want to give it to them now, you want to give it to them when you pass away. So let's sit down and talk and increase that value to be able to pass it down rather than just giving them the money out of your checkbook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's different avenues to do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure you guys would appreciate a large chunk of money.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we'd be very grateful.
The studio would find, or the radio station would find ways to use that judiciously,
Yes,
as they always have.
as we always have.
Yeah.
We would be able to do
I
what
will
we do.
say, I wish we were still in the
Really?
the
Trailer?
trailer back then. I felt more comfortable in that than I do here. I'm just kidding.
It looks a little too professional.
No, I know. Wait a second. What's going on here? It's beautiful in here. It is beautiful in here. And if you haven't had a chance to come up and see it, come up and donate some money to the Holy Family Radio. But it's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick around for a while. You can chat with everybody out here. It's nice and comfortable, nice open space. It still smells brand new as well. So I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys inviting me on every year, and it's nice to come in and talk. I know insurance sometimes isn't the most people aren't the most excited to talk about it or to hear about it, but it's all good. It's all good.
But it's all good. I mean, you're involved with the organization is involved with charity.
Yeah.
And so that's really, and it's really with a Catholic perspective with everything. So that's what's important.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right.
So thank you guys.
Thanks,
Yep.
Jeremy. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you. All right. 888-287-0655. 888-287-0655. You can also text the word give to 419-969-3255. That's 419-969-3255. You'll get a link texted back to you, and all you have to do is hit that link, takes you to our secure online donation form. You can make a one-time or recurring donation. Makes it really, really easy to do on your mobile device. So if you got, 2 minutes to be able to make a quick donation to us, we certainly would appreciate it. 888-287-0655 or holyfamilyradio.fm. We're going to go to a break. It's near the top of the hour. When we come back, we will update everybody on where we're at in terms of our matching fund that was earlier, as well as talk to a unique guest, a guest I didn't expect to have. And I'll talk more about that when we come back after the break, okay? So you're listening to Holy Family Radio, the Spring Spirit Drive 2023. We will be back after this break.